An Open Letter to the Futurist, Mac Delmarle, by F.T. Marinetti. Dear friend, I was very sorry not to find you in Paris when I was there recently. Most of all, I wanted to tell you that we completely and enthusiastically approve your Futurist manifesto, a battery of surefire ideas aimed at the last remnants of all that is rotten and antiquated in Paris. Montmartre is going down under your blows, with its cottages, its little gardens, its little birds, its Mimi Pinsons, and its mop-headed pain-tasters. We are truly happy to endorse it. Your brave futurist initiative shows most clearly that futurism is not a petty religion or a school, but rather a great movement of intellectual energy and heroism, in which the individual counts for nothing, while the will to destroy and renew is all. It is as absurd to think of futurism as being the monopoly of Marinetti, Baccioni, Cara, Russolo, Severini, Buzzi, Cangiulo, Folgore, Palazzeschi, and so on, as to attribute a monopoly of atmospheric electricity to electric lights, and to Mount Etna a monopoly of earthly fire and earthquakes. Since an illustrious past was crushing Italy, and an infinitely more glorious future was seething away in her breast, it was precisely here in Italy, 4 years ago, that beneath our too sensuous sky futurist energy was crying out to be born, to become organized, channeled, to find in us its driving forces, its means of illumination and propagation. Italy, more than any other country, was in urgent need of futurism, for it was dying of an obsession with its own past. The patient invented its own remedy. We are the doctors. The situation demanded, and the remedy is valid for the sick in all countries. Our immediate program is one of fierce combat against Italian traditionalism in all its repugnant forms: archaeology, academicism, pedantry, sentimentalism, erotomania, and so on. Therefore, we profess an ultra-violent nationalism, anti-clerical and anti-socialist, a nationalism opposed to tradition, and based on the inexhaustible vigor of Italian blood. Our futurist nationalism struggles fiercely against the cult of ancestors, which, far from binding our race together, makes it anemic and causes it pitifully to rot away. But futurism goes beyond this immediate program, which we have fulfilled in part in 4 years of incessant battle. Futurism, in its overall program, is an atmosphere of the avant-garde. It is the watchword for all innovators or intellectual sharpshooters of the world. It is love of the new, the impassioned art of speed, the systematic denigration of the antique, the old, the slow, the erudite, and the professorial. It is the strident sound of picks demolishing. It is a new way of seeing the world, a new reason for loving life, the enthusiastic glorification of scientific discoveries and of modern machines, the flag of youth, of strength, and of originality at all costs. It is a huge gob of spittle aimed at all the depressing traditionalists, a steel collar against the habit of backward-looking stiff-necks, an inexhaustible machine gun pointing at the army of the dead, of the gouty and the opportunists, whom we want to strip of their authority and subject to the bold and creative young. It is a stick of dynamite for all venerable ruins. The word futurism contains the widest possible formula for renewal, one which, being both hygienic and exciting, simplifies doubt, destroys skepticism, and gathers all endeavor into a powerful sense of elation. All innovatory spirits will gather together beneath the flag of futurism, because futurism preaches the need to go ever forward, never to hang back, and because it promotes the destruction of all escape routes offered to the pusillanimous. Futurism is a man-made optimism opposed to all chronic pessimisms. It is a continuous dynamism, continuous becoming, and tireless will. Futurism, a wonderful formula for the conscious rebirth of races, is therefore not subject to the laws of fashion, or to wearing down by time. These truths appear sharply to my spirit on the evening of our famous battle at the Costanzi Theatre, when, after having put up with the taunts and missiles of 5,000 traditionalists, who were more or less the hired mercenaries of the Roman aristocracy, for 3 hours, we hurled ourselves at them, doling out punches and beatings, the 500 impromptu futurists whom we suddenly felt around us at that evening, and who helped us to wreck and rearrange, in some measure, the faces of our enemies, fought valiantly, not really to defend us, but merely to ensure the triumph of this great worldwide energy that is Futurism. Dear Delmarle, I have followed your polemic against our friend Severini, who is both a fine fellow and a great Futurist painter. Rest assured that we give little importance to that small personal misunderstanding between you, which in any case you can easily mend when you next meet. Only the explosive ideas of Futurism matter. Futurists can even perish sometimes in casting them forth. This open letter was printed in La Serba on August 15, 1913, following Delmarle's Manifeste Futuriste contre Montmartre, originally published in Paris Journal, July 13, 1913, and Commedia, July 15, 1913. Marinetti's letter was printed with a number of textual variants in Guerra sola e Gene del Mondo, 1915, I Manifesti del Futurismo, 1919, and Democrazia Futurista, 1919.